Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. That sounded way too forced. Hi, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I don't know how I feel about that one. Hi, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you're having a wonderful day. That sounded a lot more natural. Hi, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That's too spaced. Hi, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be comparing slash reviewing, but I think more so comparing. I don't know, I haven't done a video like this before. I'm going to be comparing GFUEL and Sneak. So if you saw, I believe, it should be my last video that I uploaded. It could be, there could be a video in between this one and that one though. I have no idea. I don't know when I'm uploading videos. I have stuff done and shit. I haven't figured out scheduling yet. Besides the point. In my last video of Sneak, it was me trying Sneak for the first time with their third rendition of the Blizzard flavor. And Blizzard being my first taste of them, thought it was fantastic. It is a great drink and I personally enjoyed it a lot. Now, let me emphasize, I've been using GFUEL for some time. I'm not consistent with the brand. I think I mentioned that in the last video. I don't order this shit like every time I run out. Sometimes I've went a whole year without ordering GFUEL before. I went months without ordering GFUEL. GFUEL is something that I do like to get when I have the spare money to do so though. But I also mentioned in my last video that I do have a friend, DJ, who has partnered with Sneak, and he has been encouraging and itching me and pushing me to try Sneak for the longest time, and so I finally did. Hello, feature me butting in here real quick. For those of you who are too smooth brained and just leave the video as soon as I say that I have a friend partnered with Sneak because you think I have a biased opinion towards a product and can't let me form my own opinion, well, that sounds like a you problem. By no means is Sneak or DJ ever pushing me to promote their product. This is all my genuine own opinion, and you're just gonna have to take my word for that. I can't prove anything to you. I have no receipts because they haven't sent me a damn thing. This is genuinely my own opinion about everything in this video. So take that however you will, but I just wanted to point that out there because some people will just get this broad, random idea that for some reason I'm getting paid to say this shit when that is not the case whatsoever. Just want to throw that out there because the internet is weird and people make up shit all the time for the sake of just making shit up. It's the internet, bro. Now, I'm not going to go through everything on the supplementary facts, but let's start off with some of the big stuff. Calories per serving is 15 calories with GFUEL, and as for Sneak, it says on the back, it is 10 calories per serving. So for those of you who like to keep track of all those numbers and stuff when it comes to calories in your diet and things like that, Sneak is 5 calories less. And for some people, I think that may make a big difference. I'm not really sure though. I'm not one of those people. For a lot of this stuff, I don't know what the fuck it means. A lot of people know these brands as just energy drinks or energy powders, whatever you want to take it as. Now, caffeine per serving for Sneak is 150 milligrams per serving. And as for GFUEL, I believe it is 140 milligrams per serving. So take that however you will, but Sneak does have a tiny bit more. So in terms of like nutrition facts, I suppose, I don't know how to really else to word that. In terms of nutrition facts, I think Sneak does itself really well. Granted, a lot of the stuff is extremely similar. I haven't gone through every single itty bitty detail, but if you want to go through and look through that in your own time, then I more than encourage you to do it. I'm not the right person to go to for that sort of information. Personally, from my experience of using Sneak over the last like 2 weeks or so, I find Sneak to keep me energized and more focused a lot more consistently than GFUEL does. Because there are times when I'll drink GFUEL and it just like doesn't do a damn thing for me. Not like a single thing. I've brought both GFUEL and Sneak to work with me, and Sneak seems to genuinely help me stay energized and focus on whatever the tasks I have at the moment a lot more consistently, almost all of the time, than GFUEL. Granted, that does depend on how much sleep per night you get, I think, because it isn't exactly healthy to just live off caffeine, though I know some people do. But there are times when I've drank GFUEL and it genuinely just doesn't do anything for me. I don't know why that is. It could just be like a mental note to myself that I make myself think that way. But I genuinely can't say that GFUEL is always giving me this like caffeine energy focus boost that it says it does. But that might just be the way how I perceive it, despite whatever factors account into that. I'm not 100% sure. Now, aside from the energy boost and the nutrition facts and all that fun stuff, I think the design of Sneak is extremely well done. Their logo is super eye-catching, and I'm not saying that GFUEL's isn't, but it's just a text logo at the end of the day. But Sneak has their infamous bunny rabbit. And I think this is a lot more eye-catching in terms of a logo than just a word. Obviously, they have their text logo underneath the rabbit as well. Sorry for the bad lighting. I don't exactly have the proper lighting for stuff, but I think it's a lot more eye-catching. The other thing too is that if you still wanted to, you could rip off this plastic covering that's on the is it plastic? I don't know. Whatever. This covering. You could rip off this covering if you wanted to from the GFUEL tubs, which is kind of annoying, especially if you want to keep these tubs around in like the back of your setup like a lot of people do, and just use it for decoration. Because over time, they could just wear off and just, you know, get torn off. You never know. Sneak, there is this like stuck onto, it's kind of like a sticker. You could take it off if you wanted to. I don't encourage that though, obviously, for aesthetics purposes. You could take it off if you wanted to, but it is like taped onto it. I'm not sure what the material is made out of, but it is definitely a lot higher quality than GFUEL. So in terms of the tub design, I think Sneak highly outclasses GFUEL. That may not be an important factor for some people because they're just like, I just want the drink and I don't really care about design, which is kind of similar to me, but I do like aesthetics, so that is somewhat important to me. Now, this may be a weird note for some of you, but another thing I like about Sneak is the name of their flavors. Not that GFUEL has bad names for their flavors, but some of them are kind of out there, and you're just like, what is it even a flavor of? And as for Sneak, when you hear Blizzard, you can't exactly put your mind to lemonade, which I do give it that. That said, their flavors are a lot more straightforward, and I'm not saying GFUEL doesn't have that, but I think GFUEL at this point has such an overwhelming amount of flavors and choices to choose from that you don't get the proper idea of like what it's supposed to taste like at first glance. And I'm not saying that Sneak is way better in that aspect, but I personally think Sneak has better names for their flavors and tubs than GFUEL, but that's a personal preference. I want to put that out there. Another thing that I want to point out is I like Sneak's shakers because they have cool designs on their shakers. I'm not saying that GFUEL doesn't have that either, which I've said a lot in this video. I'm realizing, fuck. GFUEL shakers are typically very creator focused, and I'm very happy about that. Creators deserve to have their stuff on things that they're partnered with, in my opinion. For people who don't want like a creator on like a shaker, then Sneak doesn't have that as of right now as I'm filming, and they just have really cool designs. This is their Bit Friday shaker. It's kind of hard to see in the light. There we go. That's better lighting. It's kind of hard to see in the light, but it's got a really cool pixel design on the shaker. And the other thing is that all of Sneak shakers are big boy shakers. They're not those like 16-ounce shakers that you can only put one water bottle into. These will take like, without any ice, these take like a water bottle and a half or so, roughly. And GFUEL does have those, but they're not always out for sale, which is somewhat irritating. I remember I waited like 4 months to get a GFUEL Tallboy shaker before, and that was really aggravating. The other thing is that Sneak also has metal shakers, so they aren't made out of plastic, and they will also keep your drink colder longer. And you might feel this isn't a complete comparison just for the sake that I've only had one flavor in comparison to having many GFUEL flavors, but this is my personal opinion on the product end of the day. So I wanted to get this out there for people who just were interested in what Sneak was compared to GFUEL, because I think these are the two biggest name brands in terms of like energy fuel powder shit. I'm not sure what to call it, but in terms of like a powdered energy drink, I think that these are the two main big brands that go at each other, quote unquote. Also, another thing I want to mention before I forget, with Sneak, I've never had issues with powder being stuck at the bottom of the cup. With GFUEL, I've had that happen with almost every single flavor. I haven't had it with every flavor. I don't remember which one it was, but there was one tub where the powder didn't stick at the bottom of the cup and it all dissolved into the water. But with Sneak, I've never had that issue. I've never had the issue of powder not fully dissolving into the drink, and so you're stuck with like powder at the bottom, and it's just being really powdery as you get to the bottom. And I also think that the flavor comes through a lot stronger in Sneak, and it doesn't taste watered down like at all in comparison to some GFUEL flavors that still have a very watery taste to them. Then again, like I said, I've only had one flavor, so we'll see if my opinion about that changes more in the future, but only one way to know, and time will tell. One thing I will note is that if you haven't been able to see already, Sneak tubs are massive in comparison to G Fuel tubs. They hold the same amount. They both have 40 serving portions, but the bigger tub is kind of nice because sometimes you just get like stuck scratching for shit. The other thing I also want to mention is I like the scooper for Sneak a lot more. First of all, they have a nice little added bonus, which is their logo is on the back. And it's also just a nice even round scooper for your shaker. As for G Fuel, which also does have the logo on the back, it's the scooper at the top, like the cap thing. That I know they do this for water bottles, which they've said before. But sometimes it just gets in the way, and it's really annoying. And it's also a lot harder to just like dump out into a drink. You're like, like hitting it against your cup a few amount of times to get all the powder out. Which with Sneak, I've never had that issue. I've never had to like pound it against my cup for powder to get into the cup. But yeah, I think that's really it in terms of comparison stuff that comes to mind. None of this was scripted. This is off the top of my head. That's typically how I film better videos, in my opinion. Anyways, I don't think I make good enough scripts for this shit, and that's also just too much time and effort that I don't really have at the moment. Overall, though, that was my video on comparing and reviewing Sneak. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found any of this information useful. And if not, well, at least you have another person's opinion to base your own opinion about the two companies and which one that you might enjoy more. Hello, it is Future Me again, coming in to conclude this video because looking back at editing, I didn't like how it concluded. In conclusion, G Fuel. Got my new tub of Sneak. Holy shit, the design of this is actually really cool. I haven't looked at this because I haven't opened it until today. I got this package like yesterday and I haven't been able to open it until now because I've just been busy with work and sleeping. But yeah, I got the blue raspberry flavor. I think I mentioned in the video. If I didn't mention it, well, shit, I probably deleted it because it didn't fit with a clip. Also, look at the design. I just hit my mic. Look at the design on this box for the metal shaker. It's hard to tell because lighting, but like, dude, it's so sick. It's also packaged so well. Oh my god, dude, it's a beautiful shaker. I got the black one just because it kind of fits with everything else in the theme I set up, and the white one I liked, but I think it was also sold out, so oh well. I keep hitting my fucking microphone. I'm excited to use this though. Anyways, yeah, in conclusion, Sneak is better in my honest, genuine opinion. I don't plan on buying from G Fuel anymore. I plan on just being a straight Sneak simp. So, but in conclusion, yeah, that's about it. I think Sneak is better.
Make a stack, Pepe laugh, got all of these bitches, man, she suck me in, I do not give up bands, I feel like Twitch staff, clip that, ay, this bitch finna give me whiplash, took my fucking breath away, I'm finna take that shit